If there is a committee discussion and then there are proposals, then there are amendments, can the clerk on its own volition develop an order paper which is at variance with what the committee said in procedure? Does the clerk have that privilege? Irrespective of the enormous pressure, and I know that the clerk in this instance has a lot of pressure to change what was in the order as a truthful or as an honest document before the National Assembly that we can discuss, because we can quickly show that it is different from the committee report. Is this supplementary order paper, the way it has been drafted, a document which we can use? So I just want to make laws. And I know that there could be pressures from different quarters, right? But if even those pressures can be properly sanitized and be done in a proper way. As the speaker said before, even thieves have decorum. Even thieves have decorum. So can we clean them in a manner that befits the National Assembly so that we can accommodate them and argue them? So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, that is the point of my discussion.
I would want to hear from the majority leader, then from the chairperson of the committee. Then I'll give all of us a chance to say whatever I want to say.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. And Chair, it is indeed true that this matter had been raised when the substantive chair was on the seat, and as we began the other bill. Honorable Chair, I've keenly listened to what the Honorable TJ Kajwang averse in his very lengthy submission. And he started with heavy words like constitutional matters, and I keenly listened to hear what is unconstitutional in the way the order paper is ordered and what is listed in the order paper, and there was absolutely nothing that he adduced before you that touches on any matter constitutional. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, matters constitutional. If the Honorable TJ, and I'm certain he might have been in the House when this debate began yesterday, would have been raised in plenary during the second reading, and he didn't. But suffice it to say, Honorable Chair, I had also mentioned earlier, before you came to the chair, that the Honorable TJ Kajwang is indeed, as he says, is not even a member of the committee. And therefore, he can only base his argument on what he is reading in the reports, just like we are all reading that report from the committee, and which we considered yesterday. That report was tabled and signed by the chairperson of the committee in line with our own standing orders. Honorable Chair, the amendments, because I have keenly listened to Honorable TJ, taking offense with the clerk having listed those amendments as they appear on the order paper. But the clerk's office does not do amendments. It is members who take amendments, signed amendments, to the clerk's office. And the amendments that are in the order paper are properly before the clerk's office, signed by the chair of the health committee. And it is indeed true what the Honorable TJ Kajwang says, that the amendments proposed by the committee in their report are not in the text as they are on the order paper. But Honorable Chair, Honorable TJ, yourself and myself have been here long enough to know that when a committee report is tabled in this House, it ceases being a report of that committee, it becomes the property of the House. And it's up to the House to agree or disagree with the report. Last, Honorable Speaker, if you look at the text, and I'm happy Honorable Makali is seated here, and he has amendments. Part of the amendments that the Honorable TJ Kajwang is speaking to are on the order paper proposed by other members. There is nothing in our standing orders, or indeed, as Honorable TJ Kajwang wants to make us believe in the Constitution, that says committee report amendments must be carried by the committee. Any member of this House can read that report, pick an amendment, and propose it during committee of the whole. And that is what able members of parliament like Makali Mulu, like Honorable Anthony Oluoch have done. They read the report, they found amendments that they agreed with, they proposed them. The chair of the committee found no need to propose the same amendments since they are before the House. Honorable Speaker, the only thing that remains now is for the Honorable Nyikal, who is a member of that particular committee, to either support the amendment by Honorable Makali Mulu, the amendments by Honorable Anthony Oluoch, and oppose that of the chair if he doesn't agree with them. But by and large, because the Honorable TJ has also averred that he has not read or he has not gotten into the nitty-gritties of the particular amendments, Honorable TJ, I want to tell you and assure you, the import of all those amendments, the net effect is zero, is the same. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to beg, just like the chair who was ahead of you had ruled, what we had seen was an attempt to filibuster and spend time on non-issues. And we know, Honorable Speaker, I said it and I want to repeat it for the record. This particular bill, Honorable Speaker, if you can protect me from the members shouting behind. Honorable Chair, I said it yesterday, Honorable Chair, during plenary, during second reading. This particular bill on social health, you saw the digital health bill, if the professor from Oiben could be listening. Professor Phyllis Barstow. There were no issues on the digital health bill. But this particular social health bill is the one dealing decisively with cartels. And I said it yesterday, Honorable Speaker, there are cartels that I know are already mobilizing and lobbying members. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we must not fall prey to cartels, the corruption cartels that have brought down the healthcare sector of our country by now trying to spend time here debating issues, Honorable Speaker, that are not, because if it is an amendment,
that is dangerous ground.
Honorable Chair,
no.
Honorable Chair, I'm not saying cartels are inside here, but I said yesterday, Honorable Chair, this bill is under attack from very many quarters, and we must protect it.
Will you resume your seat? I want, members, the issues being raised are very important. Let's not introduce issues that are not important. And so as Majority Leader finishes, because I want him to finish, I want to request all of us, let's remain on the straight and the narrow. Majority Leader, finish up your.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Most obliged. But I was saying, Honorable Chair, the gist of the matter is, are there amendments to this bill proposed by the committee that are on the order paper? The straight answer is yes. Are there amendments proposed by the chair that may not be in the text of the committee's report? The straight answer again is yes. What do we do as a House? It is to consider all amendments. If the Honorable Nyikal even has further amendments, if the Honorable TJ has further amendments, Honorable Chair, I believe we have done it before. Yes. You have indulged us even to move amendments on an amendment on an amendment. And therefore, I really want to beg that we drop the filibustering and get to the substantive work of legislating.
Thank you so much.
And save the people of Kenya, Honorable Speaker. We need to save them.
Thank you so much.
They are being auctioned because of health bills.
Thank you.
The solution is in this bill. Let us legislate.
Let's do so. I want to give this chance to allow me just 1 minute. This chance will go to the Honorable Pukose to clarify. The Honorable Pukose to clarify the issues of amendments you're raising about, they're being raised about the variances.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the issues which have been raised by the Honorable TJ Kachwang on issues about amendments, that the amendments which might not have undergone public participation. Honorable Chair, you know that when members bring in amendments in this House, those amendments have not been, they are brought in by members who have not participated in public participation. Yet those amendments are prosecuted. And when we take this when we take the document, the bill, for public participation, it is not on specific, or it's not just one amendment. We take it for the whole bill. So the whole bill undergoes public participation. And members, once the report is tabled in the House, what it means is that it becomes a document of the House, so that members can be able to go in, look at what was received from the public participation, and see what amendments they can be able to prosecute. I've seen Honorable Makalu he has made some even amendments which is picked from the report of the committee. So I think some of those amendments that the Honorable Nyikal might be talking about, they are not lost. The House will still pronounce itself on them. And what it also means is that when we table a report of the House can debate that report, can debate any amendments from it, and accept or reject. It doesn't mean that everything that the committee has decided, then the House will decide, will support. What it means is, even those amendments, even if we brought as a committee, the House has a right to reject or accept. It doesn't mean that the House will accept wholly the amendments by the committee. And in any case, the Honorable Nyikal is a member of the Health Committee. He is free to bring any amendments that he thinks maybe in this document we might have left it out. Honorable Chair, I would urge you that we proceed with prosecuting the committee of the whole House.
Thank you.
Then members can speak themselves to specific amendments as we put it before them.
Thank you so much. The Honorable Patrick from Chuka. The Honorable Member for Chuka. I will come this side. I will not leave anyone unheard.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think the matter on the floor is an important matter. And Honorable Nyikal, being a senior member of this House, is also a member of this committee, Health, where I'm the Vice Chairman, and is one of the most active members of the committee. That's not in this group. So what I want to say here is that Honorable Nyikal, being a member of the Health Committee, does not disassociate him from being a member of this House. And this House is an house of debate. That's what we are doing in this session. We are debating this bill. And every member, whether you are a member of the Health Committee or you are a member of this House, you are free to bring any matter as we debate this bill. So, Honorable Chair, I request that you rule that we proceed with debate on this bill, but at the same time, you give, as we debate, we'll give time to Honorable Nyikal to bring his issues in the bill and the amendments. Whether he wants to do an amendment, the issue is on the floor. I've seen most of the issues that the committee agreed upon are the same issues that have been brought by Makari Mulu. That's the main amendment. So, Chair, I request that you rule that we proceed with the debate on this bill.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. I'll give this chance to Honorable Wundo. 1 minute each.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. With admission by the Chair of the committee that some of the proposed amendments by the committee have not been carried, then we beg to ask the question: what are the powers or the authority of the Chair of the committee? Does he have the power to cherry pick what to present and what not to present? Again, Chair, the argument that the report has been tabled in the House, on the floor of the House, the report was not discussed and adopted by this House, either approved or not approved by amendment. Honestly speaking, Chair, this is a matter, as Kajwang has said, of constitutionality. To what are the powers of a chair of a committee to override the report, the findings or the report of the entire committee, and choose only to present what is good to him and what he feels. And then, as we have said, even if there's too much pressure, we can open the pressure valve a little bit so that we're able to do things in an orderly manner. We are legislative for posterity. Kenyans and the generations to come will go through the Hansard and pick out this anomaly, and it will be such an embarrassment to this House. Thank you, Chair.
The Honorable Millie, 1 minute. The Honorable Millie.
Chair, I do apologize and thank you for indulging me. I've just come from the airport and I don't have my card. So I'll request that even as we go on, when I carry my hand, if you could kindly indulge me. Chair, I think this matter has come before this House before. And I would want to encourage the leader of majority. Your name is the leader of majority. It means you have majority. When you misuse your majority, it shows impunity. Even in the committees, you have majority. Please follow procedure for posterity. If a committee has actually passed a report, Chair, it is unprocedural for then the chair to sit unilaterally and change and amend the reports of a committee. You are making the work of the committees useless. What I would want to encourage, Chair, that going forward, Chair, I would want to encourage that we follow procedure.
Thank you, Millie.
Encourage each other. And the chair of the committee, I know, is a guy who listens. And people listen to him. I've been before his committee, so he can encourage members.
Thank you so much, Honorable Millie.
He can encourage members, and members will listen to his amendments and he will have the numbers. But the way we are going is unprocedural, it is wrong, and we are setting a terrible precedence in this House. I would want to encourage that we do the right.
Chair, you know, on a point of order, Honorable Chair.
I'll make it very short, Honorable Majority.
Because Honorable Chair, Honorable Millie is very fond of mentioning my name, even assuming that I am the chair of the committee, because I am not the chair of the committee, Honorable Speaker. But if you are speaking procedures, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I want you to restrict yourself as to whether the amendments on the order paper are rightly before the House. And the straight answer, Honorable Speaker, to that is that those amendments are rightly before the House. Because whether Honorable Pukose is a chair of a committee or a member, an ordinary member, who is not even a member of that committee, he has a right to propose amendments.
Thank you. Thank you.
And any member of this House can propose amendments so long the clerk has signed amendments.
That point is well made.
And I have seen those amendments in the clerk's office.
That point is well made, Majority Leader. This chance goes to Honorable Makali.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I think really some of us have been in this House for too long to appreciate some of the things we do. I want to give some statements of fact. Honorable Chair, amendments, when they come to this House, they can be carried out by the House, or we can even reject them. On the basis of that, then you lose your amendment. That's a position number one. Position number two, Honorable Chair, even when a committee brings the amendments to this House, it is not a must that we approve them as a House. In the past, we have rejected committee amendments. There are times, even, Honorable Chair, we have requested the chair of the committee to do further amendments to accommodate members' input into the bill. So what we are saying, and I think the problem we have here, Mr. Chair, is very simple. The problem which is being expressed by the members of the other committee is that these members sat for 2 weeks. We are told that. After sitting for 2 weeks and interacting with the stakeholders through public participation, there were things we were able to build consensus on. On the basis of that consensus building, they appended their signatures to the report, saying we agree, both sides, the majority and the minority, we agree that if we make these amendments, then we will be on the right track. What I would have imagined, Honorable Chair, is those amendments, they are carried as they were agreed in the committee to be committee amendments by the chair, and then the rest of us who don't belong to the committee can also move our amendments. Now, it is the work of the chair to convince the House, both the majority and the minority, to support his amendments. If we don't support, he loses. And it's the work of us, the other side, to do the same. So I think what is the issue of concern here, Mr. Chairman, and this is what I think I agree with what Millie is saying. The issue of concern is, Mr. Chairman, at times we have witnessed in this House where members don't vote on the basis of objectivity. We become more of voting machines. And that's why we are saying we have no problem with the amendments. I will be prosecuting mine and the rest. But we ask the members, when it comes to the proposed amendments, Honorable Chair, that we use objectivity. Anything which is good for the country, we vote for it, irrespective of whether it's a committee's amendment or whether it's an individual member's amendment. With that, Honorable Chair, we can proceed and then go close by close. But I want to plead with the honorable members that we support what is good for this country.
Thank you so much, Honorable Makali. The Honorable Sunkuli, lastly, one minute. Please, make it 1 minute.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I want just to say, in the Health Committee, where I sit, we have developed very good comradeship. And a lot of respect we do have for our chairman and for ourselves. And I think I also know, I've also been in the House to know that all we are having, Mr. Chairman, is our say. Because for sure, I can tell members of the opposition that we are not going to have our way on this one. But let me say this. The amendments that are carried, that are today on the order paper, in a small way reflect what we discussed in the committee. But the amendments which have been taken away are equal to taking away the sail from the wind from the sails. Because the same things we were discussing yesterday. For instance, should NHIF staff be sacked once this authority comes? Now, we had said as a committee, we are not going to have NHIF staff to be sacked. But the import of this, of what we have now, is that the NHIF staff will not be safe anymore, even if anybody says.
Thank you so much.
And then
thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, order. Honorable Baya, honorable members, I think you've heard each other. You've heard what Honorable Chikala said, what Honorable Kajwanga said. I believe the issues being raised are not very light issues. I will leave the determination of the legal issue to the Supreme Speaker for the future. But this is my direction for now, for us to proceed. That I want to advise that any amendments that are in the committee report that are not being carried, I will allow them to be brought during this period. Anybody who has amendments that he wants to make, prepare them. I will allow them to be moved during this session. That is my ruling on the matter, so that we settle this finally. I don't want to go into this, semantics. If the amendments that were in the committee report have not been carried, I'll allow them to be carried now. Bring them. We'll request the chair to adopt them and move them so that we move with them. They are voted on. May we proceed? Can we start?
Clause 3.
Clause 3. I propose that clause 3. I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. And I put the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Will as many other opinion say aye? Will as many other opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Chair? And Chair, be alert.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 4 be amended as per the order paper. The Social Health Authority is not expected to have a surplus of funds, as all funds will be expended towards provision of health services.
Thank you. I propose a question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the chair. I put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the current opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 4 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the current opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Mover, Chair.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 5 be amended as per the order paper. This is to specify that the Social Health Authority will be responsible for empanelment and contracting of healthcare providers and healthcare facilities, while the relevant body contemplated under clause 35 will be responsible for inspection, licensing, and coordination of healthcare providers and healthcare facilities.
Thank you. I propose a question that clause 5 clause 5 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will ask. No, you can have some debate if there's any. I put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The Honorable Lodge have an amendment for this particular clause. Show me a Lodge's amendments. Do you have the paper here? Another one. Check what's amendment. Lodge. Honorable Lodge, do you have a card today?
I do.
Okay. We can't locate you. Yeah, back there. Down. We can't see your card. We can't seem to see your card. Okay, there you are. Please move to this one that has a mic.
Okay.
Move the mic that is on here.
Okay, I'm there.
Good.
Honorable Chair, I propose, as per the order paper, that clause 5 be amended by deleting subparagraph 5. The reason is that the amendment seeks to remove the functions of complaints handling from the Social Health Authority, as there is already a dispute resolution committee which is established under clause 45 to hear and determine these complaints.
So you are proposing to delete paragraph.
Yes, to amend clause 5 by deleting subparagraph I of 5.
Okay.
Because there is already a dispute forum under clause 45. I so move.
Thank you. Honourable members, I propose the question that clause 5 be further amended as proposed by the Honourable Watch. Honourable Chair.
Honourable Chair, I reject the amendment by Honourable Olwoj.
No, you can't just reject. Give us a reason. No, it's good to give a reason.
I've opposed. In I, which he wants to delete, the provisions of first schedule shall have effect with respect to the authority, and I, the one which he wants to receive and address complaints that may arise from the implementation of this act. In the fair administration of justice, we must resolve first the internal mechanism before we can go outside that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Honorable Wundo.
Chair, probably need to make further amendments, because one, the principal administrator of this act is the authority. How do you receive complaints against yourself, address complaints against yourself? You are a judge, you are a prosecutor, a judge, an investigator in one entity. Probably might have actually with that, and that's why, Chair, we raised yesterday, time wasn't enough. We must find a mechanism. You cannot receive your own complaints against yourself, investigate the complaints against yourself, make judgment against yourself.
Thank you. Honorable Milemba.
Chair, I read this act at night, and I think the proposal by the Chair is right, because I was even more worried when I saw too much powers being given to the other body that the Honorable is talking about. So for me, for internal mechanism, you cannot deal with something which you are unable to also receive complaints about it, because there are also other oversighting bodies that will not be blocked, even to also oversight and also bring those challenges, as this the own body, the authority itself, also deals with complaints affecting their matter.
Thank
so
you.
I think it should remain. Thank you.
Chair, finally.
Chair, the Honorable Undo is talking about that that your complaints are coming within yourself. In the fair administration of justice, you must exhaust the internal process, that mechanisms that you have in place. We've also established a dispute tribunal that will be appointed by the Judicial Service Commission to look into other matters.
Finally, Honorable Watch.
Doubt. First of all, we are not saying that there should be no complaints, only that the complaints cannot be heard against the very person you are complaining about. In law, there is a maxim they call nemo judex in causa sua. You cannot sit in judgment in your own.
Thank you.
And finally, when you look at clause 45, so that this point is clear, there is established already an entity. It is established in law under their very same bill. So this clause that establishes that bill should be the one to be allowed to take up the complaints. This I is misplaced. So let us agree that it is a misnomer to be here and at the same time establish a committee which will receive the very same complaints.
I think it's a question about understanding what comes first. I therefore put the question that clause 5 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Watch. Will as another opinion say aye? Will as another opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. I now put the question that clause 5 as amended be part of the bill. Will as another opinion say aye? Will as another opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 is part of the bill. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 6 be amended as per the order paper. In A, the decision to charge or dispose immobile property requires the approval of the National Assembly. And in P, the Social Health Authority is not expected to have a surplus of funds, as all funds will be expended towards provision of health services.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed by the Chair of the Health Committee. The Honorable Oundo.
Chair, I stand to oppose that amendment. It might be done in abundance of caution because of the history of losing public funds, but the social health fund we are talking here, Chair, is based on the principle of insurance. Many contributors pay, and only a few benefiting from the fund. Because if each person benefited who contributed, then the fund will not be viable. And that's why it's normal practice all over. Any excess funds that are not claimed in a financial year must be invested in an income and interest earning account so that the benefits accruing can be improved over time. That's the principle of insurance.
Thank you.
I don't know why.
Thank you.
What's the fear about here?
Thank you. I now put the question. That clause 6 be amended as proposed by the Chair. Will another opinion say aye? Aye. Will another opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 6 as amended be part of the bill. Will another opinion say aye? Aye. Will another opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Chair.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 7 be amended as per the order paper. This is to increase representation of the counties, since health is a default function under Part 2 of the 4th schedule to the Constitution. And also to specify that the board members will be drawn from the consortium of healthcare providers for overall representation of the interests of faith-based and private sector healthcare providers.
Thank you. I propose a question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the chair of Committee of Health. I put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the chair of Committee of Health. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as one of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 7 as amended be part of the bill. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 8 be amended as per the order paper. This is to make directors, officers, or shareholders of private health facility eligible for appointment as members of the board of the Social Health Authority, and also to prevent a person that Parliament has found culpable of contravening Chapter 6 of the Constitution from being appointed as a member of the board of the Social Health Authority.
Thank you. I propose a question that clause 8 be amended as proposed by the chair. The Honorable Kangogo.
Honorable Chair, I want to support the amendment by the chair. And Honorable Chair, you know the private sector, especially in health, they play a very critical role. And having them also in this board, Mr. Chair, it will really help in boosting the health standards in the country.
Thank you. I now put the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as one of the opinion say nay? I put the question that clause 8 as amended be part of the bill. Will as one of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as one of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
Yes, Honorable Millie. What's out of order?
Chair, could I please kindly request that we be availed with the order paper with the amendments?
Honorable Millie's request is a very reasonable request. The table office, please facilitate her to participate in this. No, Honorable Millie didn't ask you. She asked me, and I've said what should be done to her. So let's proceed. No, Honorable Millie sorted out. The Honorable Millie, I'm sure you're sorted. Thank you. So we go on.
Honorable Chair.
We are now clause 9, Chair.
I propose that clause 9 be amended as per the order paper. This is to prevent misuse of this provision as it is impractical to get permission to be absent from a board meeting from the President.
I propose the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. I put the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as another opinion say aye? Aye. Will as another opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I put the question that clause 9 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 10, 11, 12, and 13.
I propose the question that clauses 10, 11, 12, and 13 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 10, 11, 12, and 13 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 14 be amended as per the order paper. This is to ensure that the CEO has a high level of technical expertise required of the specialized entity established in the bill. Then we are deleting paragraph B. The exercise required of the CEO of the Social Health Authority is more in line to the health sector.
And C. I propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the chair. The Honorable Kajuang, TJ.
Inquire from the chair You know, it is going too fast, and I may not be on that page.
That's okay.
But there was a proposal in the bill that only lawyers would be CEOs. Is that still in the amendments proposed by the chair? Because we have said before that it is unlawful and unconstitutional to say in a legislation that only lawyers can be anything.
That's right.
So, but, well, I know. I'm just asking the chair.
No, you guys should allow Honorable TJ.
You know,
allow
you
him.
people, you are just something else. Anyway, the chair,
point is well made.
I've got the point. So
and I know he's going to respond to you.
Yes.
Allow him to respond to you.
Yes,
okay.
Honorable TJ, what I've actually done is to delete that requirement in clause 14 of the CEO to be an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. So I've done that.
Thank you. The Honorable Majority Leader. The Majority Leader, go ahead.
Chair, just to support what the Honorable TJ is saying, and actually the drafters of this bill had made a mistake, and I think it was a typographical error, because if you read B, it said the CEO has to be an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. If you went to C, it said has at least 10 years knowledge and experience in health insurance, health finance, health economics, healthcare administration, and any other field. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, just to agree with the chair and TJ that, and you know, lawyers are fond of wanting to be everywhere.
No, the Honorable Junet. You can't say what you just said.
You
can't do that.
I did not hear what Honorable Junet said, Honorable Speaker, but I was saying is really unfair, especially to accountants like myself, who would otherwise make very good CEOs, and you exclude them by law from qualifying to be CEOs, and therefore we support this amendment.
Thank you. I therefore, members, propose, Honorable Wundo, please.
Chair, I just want to draw the attention of the chair of the committee, the contradiction we have in these amendments. We have deleted the provision of investing extra funds. Yet when you go to the amendments, and he has proposed under clause 14, C, adding subclause 6, we are talking about including earnings or accruals. Where do earnings or accruals come from, if it's not from investment? Just wanted to bring to his attention the contradiction, the lack of law in the respect of this man. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's still in order. He's on the same clause 6. I therefore put the question that clause 14. No, he's on Honorable Majority Leader. He's okay because he's referring to 14C. You're in 14C. No. I now put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the chair of the Health Committee. Will as many other opinion say aye? Will as many other opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many other opinion say aye? Will as many other opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Will as many other opinion say aye? Will as many other opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The Honorable Makali, what is the problem?
We go on record. It's important to go on record, Honorable Chair, that the one we have just passed, I wish the chair would have done further amendment to delete the word earnings and accruals so that we are aligned to the earlier deletion of investments.
I've got no chance to debate this, but I would request the Honorable Pukose to talk to the Honorable Oundo and Honorable Makali, because I don't believe that just because they can't invest, they can't earn. Let's proceed. Yes. Let's proceed. No, let's not. We're not going. We're not going back on this. We are not going back on this. We are not going back on this. There's nothing out of order. We are going to clause 16. There's nothing out of order, Honorable Junet. Let's go to clause 16.
Clause 16.
The Honorable Chair.
Honorable
I
Chair,
propose the question.
I propose,
the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 16 be amended as per the order paper. The Corporation Secretary needs to be an advocate of the High Court of Kenya so as to qualify to practice as such as provided under the Advocates Act, Cap 16.
I'm sure Honorable Kajwang
And
supports
also
this.
this is to correct a minor error in numbering of the sub-clauses because we've also done some bit of renumbering there.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed by the chair.
Put the question.
The Honorable Kajwang, just say your support. because
I support, but I would have wished that there would be a further amendment to say that only advocates who have practiced for 35 years and have been members of Parliament, in that case, I would be the only one who will be recommended for that position. But I support.
Why don't you talk to the chair? Talk to the chair. Honorable Kajwang, talk to the chair. You could convince him. The Honorable Mili.
No, Honorable Mili will take the position before me, so now I drop that amendment.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I support, though I don't know whether the Corporation Secretary has to necessarily practice. Nonetheless, I just want to correct what Honorable TJ is saying. I am a ranking member even in law, not only in the House. So yeah. I am his senior still.
No, that's what he said. He said that if you allow the amendment, you'll get the job instead of him.
I'll get the job instead of him.
That's what he said, yes.
Yes.
Honorable members, I put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. Will as another opinion say aye? Will as another opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 16 as amended be part of the bill. Will as another opinion say aye? Will as another opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
Honorable Chair.
Sorry. I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. The Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 17 be amended as per the order paper. This is to provide for the involvement of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, which is responsible for advising the national and county governments on the remuneration and benefits of all public officers under Article 230 of the Constitution.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. I put the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question, members, that clause 17 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 18, 19, 20, and 21.
I propose the question that clauses 18, 19, 20, and 21 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 18, 19, 20, and 21 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 22.
I propose a question that clause 22 be part of the bill. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 22 be amended as per the order paper. Here, the National Assembly appropriates funds for expenditure by the national government and other national state organs under Article 95 of the Constitution.
I propose the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the chair. The Honorable Makali.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I think we need to think seriously about this amendment, because what you are saying is, anytime a budget is changed for this board, they'll have to come to the National Assembly. And you know very well, we have so many boards in this country which are under the sagas, and their budgets never come to the National Assembly. Are we being discriminative in terms of this particular board? And if so, why are you doing this, Mr. Chairman?
Thank you. The Honorable Chair.
Chair, this is a social health insurance fund that will get its money from the exchequer. It is going to be appropriated by Parliament. And once it is approved, if they need to even do another, if they need to make an adjustment, then it must be done through a supplementary like any other state organ, or they spend and come and regularize through the BFM Act.
Honorable Kanyudia.
Yes. You want to leave it to, we are giving you functions and you want to leave it. This is serious.
Give it a minute, he's going to give you 56. Yes, Honorable Kanyudia.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, I just wanted clarification here. Does this have to come to the Parliament or through the Mother Ministry? I thought the process is that the Mother Ministry does the appropriation to the House, and then does a request to the House, and then does disbursement to this particular entity. Will it have to come directly?
Honorable Pukose.
My fellow chair, normally ministries will make their budgets based on the proposals which they have, and they take it to the mother ministry. So through the mother ministry, it will come here and Parliament will appropriate. Then from there, they can spend their money. I don't know why people are refusing. If the National Assembly is...
Okay, I thought this was quite straightforward. Honorable Majority Leader.
Chair, probably, and Honorable Makali Mulu is a member of the Budget Committee. If you read clause Article 35, the monies being paid into the fund will be monies appropriated by the National Assembly for indigent and vulnerable persons, and that is the import of that particular amendment, that if you revise then your budget from this fund and money was appropriated, especially now to pay for the indigents and the vulnerable, then you have to bring for during the supplementary budget for post-facto approval by Parliament. Otherwise, it is money being appropriated by the National Assembly, and it's only right then if you revise, then you must bring it to the National Assembly for approval in the subsequent supplementary. I think.
Thank you.
We should be happy that it is giving us some muscle.
I now put the question, members, that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many other opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many other opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 22 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many other opinion say aye? Will as many other opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 23.
I propose the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. Will as many other opinion say aye? Will as many other opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 24.
I propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill.